Every day is an interesting day. So we take these bizarre risks.
There's canned dog food and dirty dishwasher. What the heck?
We never quite know if people are going to think things that we think are funny, but enough of us think it's funny, so it's got some legs to it.
Hello.
We look for an empty place in people's lives and fill it with the thing that they don't know that they were looking for.
I think I want to get the emergency underpass.
I'm from Boston. I have never been here before. I just found a candle that smells like pizza. And it's pretty accurate. I really wanted to purchase the dog head. Woof woof! I could be here for another 10 seconds or so. I think this is a crazy cool store. I could spend an hour or more.
We should get that. Oh, yep. Done deal.
There are things that won't work for us. And also there's things that are too normal for us. And even if I like them, it's just not weird enough. It won't stand out.
We have things that we enjoy that are far weirder than what we actually sell. But what you have here is what we think people will find socially acceptable weird. An example of something that we thought might be too weird for the general public was squirrel underpants. They're basically just little furry streakers that hang out in parks in your backyard all naked. People didn't think it was as weird as we thought people would think it was. Squirrels would only know we were making fun of them if they have the internet. So the day the squirrels developed the connection to the internet, we're in trouble because there's a lot of stuff on the internet the squirrels aren't gonna like. Archie McPhee is the great uncle of the ex-wife of the owner of Archie McPhee, Mark Palo.
He was famous practical joker. I just loved the sound of the name, and at the time we wanted a name that was short and snappy. I tried mail order businesses, buying and selling collectibles and antiques and things, but eventually I got into what I really loved, which was the stuff that was sold in the backs of comic books, X-ray specs and drinking birds and those kinds of things.
Mark Palo has a bravery and genius to see something and imagine the person that would want to buy that.
Transforms your hands into a centaur. Handitar.
1980. I met a fellow that introduced me to importing, took me to Asia. I started buying small, and the result is this.
We have about 10,000 items at all times. I know every one of them. That's my scream. You're welcome. For me, I don't struggle as much with who would buy this as much as I hope they buy this. We have bacon.
Handerpants.
Bibo, this odd cartoon character from Taiwan.
Clamdy canes. Get it? The dashboard monster. It's been one of the worst sellers of all time.
Well, we did have a plastic cake decoration. The attorneys for the Beatles said that looks too much like the Beatles. So we agreed to stop selling it, but then George Harrison got involved because the figure that most resembled him was so ugly and so poorly done that he had us incinerated.
The world was catching up with us in terms of what was cool, so we decided we had to start making our own stuff. When we started making action figures, we were looking for underserved heroes. So that resulted in the librarian action figure.
Because librarians really change people's lives. And someone said, oh yeah, Nancy should be the model for that. And we were talking about what the action should be. And we immediately all agreed that it should be a shushing action. It turned out that there are about 37 librarians around the world with no sense of humor.
You can't make something interesting that everybody likes. That's pretty much the definition of boring.
We're constantly bringing in new things and new experiences. For example, the Rubber Chicken Museum.
The Rubber Chicken Museum.
We have the world's smallest rubber chicken, and we also have the world's largest rubber chicken.
There it is.
Oh my god, what is that?
That's the Wallingford beast. This is for your safety that it's locked up. We captured the beast. We know it eats soap. One of the things that surprises a lot of people is how many actual practical items we have.
Is it actual caution tape?
It is. We have taxidermy eyes, part of a Scientology meter. This is a Portuguese keyboard. Muffin fans, that's one of our biggest items. We don't know what we're doing all of the time, and you just never know.
When you want to be the person that people don't know what to expect from, you have to keep creating things that people don't expect, and that's our specialty.
You are awesome.
I don't know how many other cities there are where it could exist other than Seattle.
They get the joke, because so much of our stuff is so nuanced.
Bacon-scented mustard.
I have a kind of offbeat sense of humor, so it suits me.
Silly, and there's nothing else like it. Look at it.
A small group of people just really say, I love that, I want more of that. And there are people.
Oh my God.
Watch CityStream Thursday nights at 7 on the Seattle Channel, or get video on demand and podcasts anytime at seattlechannel.org.